Welcome back everybody for another Dune Awakening video with me, Jedi DJ. Today I'm showing you guys how to get the most diamond dust out of the Mysa Tarill. I'm going to show you guys where that is on the map in just a second here as we get a little bit closer. But we are kind of sort of approaching it. I'm going to go into glide mode so we can kind of glide past here in that direction. I'm going to open up our map. And the Mysa Tarill is right here on the map. I'll zoom out for you guys. This is the top left of the map. And this is where you get diamond dust. So, I'm going to show you guys, though, a couple outposts and little side alleys to get additional diamond dust that some people may not know about. So if you haven't completed the story, maybe you didn't find some of these locations. Like the main story kind of shows you some of them, and then I've actually poked my head around to try to find even more than that. But here's the main entrance that people usually go when they discover this place. They come right through the main entrance here, and they fight their way through a whole mob of guys, but you don't have to fight, and I'm going to show you how to get around all of them. If I'm not hitting my head on this rock. Alright. So, there's a little outpost right past the entrance right here. There's only one box to get. It's right on the backside. We're going to land, grab the box, and then we're going to fly into the canyon that runs right along here on the side of the Mysa Tarill. Very limited combat. We're going to try to get as many pumps as we can. First, not pumps, I'm sorry. We're going to try to get as much diamond dust and carbide scraps. You go right over here, you can kind of head towards it, and there's a little canyon you drop in right here. And there's going to be a little cave you can attack right here. Sometimes there's an enemy to fight in this cave. Sometimes you get stuck on your ornithopter ramp. There we are, more carbide scraps. Didn't see any, I didn't see any diamond dust on that one, but there's some diamond dust. Alright, now here's the easy part. Here. We're gonna fly straight over here. Because you don't need to fight any of these dudes. There's one box right over here that you gotta grab. Right in the back. It's the only box on this side you gotta worry about. Then you can actually come right down. You know what? I can't remember if I don't usually do this one over here, but I think there's a box right over here too. I think so. Let's just check really fast just to be sure. But then I actually usually head right down to an alley. I'm going to show you in just a second. There's one reason why I don't land here. There's lots of bad dudes. I'm just checking to make sure. Oh, there is one box right here, guys. So make sure you get this box. We got it. Get out of here now. There's no sense in fighting all these dudes. You're just going to get the parts and get out. Of course, you can fight them for fun. Oh. Alright, so after we did those other camps, as you approach from the backside of the electrified worm here, and we'll give you guys a good view of that worm in just a second. I believe it's the first alleyway, and then straight in like this. You're going to find a box on the right-hand side, right there. And then you'll also find one on the opposite side of this building. On the opposite side of this area, I mean, like on the other alleyways. Now, I know there are a couple boxes spread throughout these alleyways, but honestly, they get kind of tough to find and, you know, tough to get in and out of the alleyways sometimes. Check out this worm really fast. Mysa Tarill. Fly into the worm. I've never tried to fly all the way into the worm. That's pretty cool. Alright, now, like I said anyways, we need the other box, which should be right here somewhere. I'm gonna look around. Where's the other box? Where's the other box?
In movement, inexorable. In authority, absolute.
Let's see. Maybe it was on the second one here? Oh man. See, this is why oh, nope. This is what I was going to say. We don't always do the alleyways because we're going to get lost. So I'm pretty sure there was one right here because there was one across from here, and I thought there was one on the opposite side. I could be wrong, but hey, that happens sometimes. Alright, with that said, don't come to this side then because apparently there's not one. I'm going to show you guys the rest of the Mysa Tarill. So, normally lots of people try to fight their way into this whole area, but you can actually just land right at the Red Lady. Right at the Mrs. Emperor, or whatever she is. carbide scraps. To the other side. Don't get this blue band, guys. We need the blue band. Back in the Thopter. And in we go. Now there's actually some cool story missions and contracts that also take place here. There we are. We are going to leave our Thopter outside this time because it's a safe PvE zone. And we're going to come back out this way. So. Really, you don't have to fight anybody in here. You can actually just run straight up to the top, but I'm going to fight a couple just for fun, for the video's sake. You can literally just run right past them all, though. Right to the top, and you're going to chop one of the doors down. There is like a gold box here to loot, but there's no diamond dust in this room. You have to go into one of the other rooms connected. There's one more guy to fight over here on the right-hand side. One more guy right here to fight. Ooh. Get him with the old knee charge. Chop down his door. Gonna give us the other band we need. And then we are basically done. That's it. We're gonna run across over to this room. This blue shielded room where the rest of the boxes are. You can exit out the back way here if you slice down this area. I'll slice it down for you guys so you can see, and then we'll check out the loot room. This just takes you out the back side of the Mysa Tarill, but I do not believe there's anything to loot back there or anything to do. So if you just want to exit out the backside instead when you're finished, you can do that. And there's some really cool areas back there to explore too, like beyond the Mysa Tarill and I'll show you on the map out here. There's like lots of good stuff to do out in the Oddham. You can also get another rare resource out in the Oddham for decorating. I think it's the agave seeds, I believe, are out there. So I might end up making a video on that too eventually. But hey, you got all your purple schematics, you got all your diamond dust. Let's see how we did. We're a little full in inventory because we also came from the industrial pump Sentinel City before this. But let's find the diamond dust. How do we do on diamond dust? I'm trying to look for it. There's the carbide scraps is 19 and the diamond dust was 32. That's a really good haul. That's awesome. You need both of those things for crafting lots of the endgame vehicles and items and stuff like that. So let's head on out. That is the Mysa Tarill. And this is actually one of my favorite spots in the game. I just think thematically it's really cool. There's a bunch of people who kind of like the giant worm, and they built this whole place here, and they live here. And there's a leader of them as well that you can meet along the story and talk to her as well. So, but I won't do any spoilers aside from that. Do go out and play the main story if you like Dune, because the main story is very Dune-like, and it's a lot of fun. So let's fly by our worm here again. This worm is so cool. He's one of the reasons I like this area too. So, super cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time.